Today we're diving deep, guys. I know I've been bringing some videos on it and talking about it at length, yes, but today we're going to dive into the controversy. We're going to go a little deeper into it surrounding Dr. Sophie Chandauka and her explosive claims against Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And we're going to put Meghan into it because she wants Meghan to be in the center of it. Don't ask me why. I don't know what Meghan did to this woman, but something is going on. Chandauka alleges that the royal couple ruined Sentebale, bullied her, and drove away donors. But when we followed the facts, a very different picture emerged. And this, guys, I'm getting from Feminagra. Yes, I'm getting it. That's an article from them. One that reveals questionable leadership, internal conflicts, and a worrying use of charity resources. Let's unpack what's really going on here, guys. Let's on the smoke screen, as they call it. Dr. Sophie Chandauka claimed that Meghan's appearance at the 2024 Sentebale Polo Cup caused reputational concerns and distracted from the event's purpose. She even suggested the event was overtaken by celebrity glamour, particularly because of Meghan's famous friend, tennis legend Serena Williams. She didn't even have the decency to call Serena's name the GOAT. We know Serena, the greatest of all times, guys, right? That is just something that the charity would love, right? All right. Sky News interview. In the interview, she said, there was no choreography for the Duchess of Sussex and her famous friend, and the choreography therefore did not go well. Sounds dramatic, right? Until you consider the history of royal partners attending polo matches. Princess Diana and Catherine all famously appeared at royal polo events. No one called them a distraction. In fact, their presence was celebrated. So why the double standard? We know it's because of Meghan. What can we guess why it is? Okay, here's where it gets interesting. While Chandauka blamed Meghan for being too visible, she quietly invited her own friends to the event and later rewarded them with paid roles at Sentebale. Dr. Margaret Ippa, who stood next to her during the trophy presentation, they are talking about Chandauka here, right? Was soon appointed trustee. Very fishy, guys. Sarah Eason, a former colleague, became a paid consultant, all while holding a position at a company Chandauka co-founded. And we're talking about, what is it? Nandi, something to that effect. Her brother, Dr. Tanashi Chandauka, was also listed as a consultant. Until, of course, he removed that. So you know that something is going on, right? That's not optics. That's a pattern. Let's talk money now. Between June 2023 and January 2024, Sentebale spent over $427,000 on consultants, many with close ties to Chandauka. £185,000 went to Alex Lebec, 24,000 to Ian Rawlinson, who was later owed another 66,000 and became a trustee. She recently appointed him a trustee. This was happening as longtime supporters like Baroness Linda Charco resigned, calling Chandauka's leadership almost dictatorial. So, who was really creating disruption here? right? In her Sky News interview, Chandauka said Prince Harry attacked her through a coordinated media campaign. This is her saying, if the world did not want to believe that there's such a thing as bullying, this unleashing of the Sussex machine on me and the 540 employees at Sentebale, blah, 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 she continued. Let's break this down. Chandauka said she was blindsided by news of trustee resignations published on March 25, but records show she received their resignation letter back on March 10th. She also claimed she had a High Court injunction to block their decision. But CNN as well as other news outlets reported the injunction was denied. There is no such thing as injunction. She didn't receive one. The trustees canceled the vote themselves to avoid further legal costs. And remember, that's what Harry said in his statement. It didn't make sense for them to cost Sentebale any money in legal costs. This would have been too detrimental to the charity and to the organization, right? So why say the court backed you when it didn't? And here's what really throws her bullying narratives into question. Just months earlier, in December 2024, she was seen smiling and hugging Prince Harry at a New York fundraiser. She even told People magazine that working with him was amazing. I mean, even on the program on Sunday, she was like, oh, Harry's amazing. Harry's this, Harry's that. So you're like, then how is it that, did you remember that you just said he's bullying at scale, harassment at scale, but yet still he's amazing, he's a wonderful person? Just on the program, just 2 weeks ago when she came on the Sunday program. If you were being harassed, would you say that? Definitely not. Here's the real timeline. In November 2024, Baroness Chandauka resigns due to Chandauka's leadership style. March 10th, 2025, trustees submit resignation after asking Chandauka to step down. March 25, the resignations became public. March 31, and remember that was when Prince Harry and the other princesses handed in their resignation. They're like, we are out of here. We're in solidarity with the other trustees because they have asked you to step down and you don't want to step down. This is a volunteer position, so why are you hanging on to it? And furthermore, if there was abuse and bullying and harassment, misogyny at scale, why are you fighting for a volunteer position? You're not being paid. So what is going on? So something else is happening under the scene where Chandauka is concerned. March 31st is when Chandauka accuses Harry of leading a harassment campaign. Yet, only one side has consistently gone to the media, and it is Chandauka. Prince Harry and Princess released a single statement explaining why they left. Chandauka, on the other hand, gave multiple interviews to Sky News, The Sun, The Telegraph, the Financial Times, and others, making unverified claims. Chandauka also argued that Sentebale should pivot away from HIV/AIDS work, saying it was no longer a major issue. This is her saying, guys, HIV and AIDS is no longer a death sentence. We're focused on health, wealth, and climate resilience. That sounds progressive, except it's factually wrong. According to UNAIDS, HIV and AIDS remains the leading cause of death in Lesotho. Over 23% of adults in the country live with the virus. Prince Harry and Princess created Sentebale to support children affected by HIV/AIDS. Moving away from that mission undermines the entire purpose of the charity. Definitely, that is the main gist of why it was formed in the first place. Also, to align with their mom, who believed in taking care of children. And Diana was big on HIV/AIDS. She was maybe the first person that made you feel that there was no stigma attached to it and you can touch somebody with AIDS. So Harry wanted to continue his mom's legacy. That's why it is called Forget Me Not. Finally, Chandauka said Prince Harry's presence was a risk to the charity. This is what she said. When you look at the risk register, number one risk is brand. That is the Duke of Sussex. That the Duke of Sussex donated 1.5 million from his book Spare. He helped organize fundraising galas. And did you know that he made much more than when he was in the royal family? Yes, Harry is a juggernaut. Harry produced eyeballs. Harry produced interest. Harry got fundraising galas all over the place. We saw what he did with the polo matches. He get them to ride polo and they raise money. I think they raised that very show, that very day, they raised over $1 million. So Harry did that. She mentioned that they lost one venue, but yet still Harry was the one who got the other venue because of his links. So you cannot take Sentebale from Harry. Harry is a person that Harry and Princess about. Everybody know Harry is that global person, right? So he helped organize fundraising galas. He showed up. He delivered. Under his name, Sentebale gained global recognition and consistent donor interest. We talk about Ipsa Handa that left Sentebale because of Chandauka, but yet still they're still with Harry with Invictus. That tells you that something is seriously wrong with Chandauka and not the other way around. It seemed like she was being the bully. She was the one that was being the bully and not the other trustees or Harry or Princess. If anything, his involvement was a lifeline, not a liability. And my goodness, with him, Meghan, Serena Williams, what more could you ask for? You have her on video even praising the event. So we know that this is just a vindictive way of her trying to get back at Harry. It's a vendetta, because we know that we saw her on video praising, oh, she was so happy, and the people in South Africa with the wedding, and we were so happy, and we're happy to have Netflix because they're a global platform. She said all of that, right? What we're seeing isn't a story of Meghan and Harry ruining a charity. It's a story about leadership gone unchecked, of power used to benefit personal networks, and of deflection through media narratives. And yes, we saw her brought in all the media narratives about bullying, harassment, going to the media to suit your own game. We saw her doing all of that. It was just throwing words at Harry and Meghan, which did not stick, because at the end of the day, she was the wrong party here. They asked her to step down and she refused to step down. That's not what you do with a charity. If the board lose faith in you, you step down. You live to fight another day. So Harry and Meghan are not above criticism. Definitely not. And we say it all the time. We support Harry and Meghan, but you might not like them. That's okay. But when you go too far, that is when we draw the line and say enough is enough. We're not saying everybody, we're not saying everything Harry and Meghan does is okay or they're above criticism. No, but in this case, the facts do not support the accusations. They support something else entirely. A campaign to distract from failed leadership and questionable decisions. The bottom line, guys, Sentebale deserves better than this chaos, and the vulnerable children it serves deserve to be kept at the center of the mission, not sidelined by scandal. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thoughtful deep dives into the stories that matter. Thanks, guys, so much for watching, and thanks for your support. We have to do these deep dive because we are going to even the video that they are showing with Meghan, even today the media is being misleading. They refuse to say Meghan asked the woman politely to come in the middle because, of course, that's what a photographer would have done. All the females were together, all the males at the end of the female on each end. I don't know what Sophie wanted to be itching up under Harry's arm on the next side as if I don't know what that was about. And Meghan, as Harry's wife, has every single right to be where her husband wants her to be. If Harry did not want Meghan to be there, Meghan would not be there. And how dare the rest of you try to be disrespectful to a wife who wants to be with her husband and support her husband. The media narrative needs to stop. It needs to change. And you guys need to go and watch that video and report it fairly. Because up to today, you're removing the sound. You're making it seem like Meghan was being aggressive to this lady, when in fact, if you watch it with just your naked eyes, you will see that that's not the case. So come on, guys. Better reporting is needed here. That is why the Sussex squad is around, because we have to counter the false narrative. Until you guys start reporting like how you're supposed to report a news, you're going to have the Sussex squad, and we're going to defend Harry and Meghan whenever we think they're being unfairly judged. And in this case, both of them are being unfairly judged. This woman should have stepped down when asked to. It wasn't Harry alone that resigned, that stepped down. It wasn't him alone that wrote that statement. It was both him and Princess. So it was also the trustees, the prior trustees, stepping down and resigning because they did not like the direction Dr. Chandauka was taking the charity in. And also there was some hanky-panky going on with financing that we need to get to the bottom of. We hope the Charities Commission get to the bottom of it, because this has got to stop. This maligning of people's reputation needs to stop, and they need to leave Harry and Meghan alone. Leave them in peace. They're living their best life. They're trying to do right by people. They're trying to show up. They're trying to do good. And every single time the devil tried to come in, but there's a God, and God is always going to be there in their corner backing them. The truth always prevails. The truth will always set us free. So that is what I wanted to bring you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.